Okay, we're on a roll here today, and we're going to give you another little video here in a short. It's cold outside, so we're in here making videos. That's what we're doing today. We've been trying to catch up. We've been sick for about the last 3 weeks, so we haven't been able to do a whole lot of stuff. But we're going to talk about the compartment lights that we put in. We put in lights in our aft compartment where our diesel fuel goes, and our engine batteries and our battery switches and whatnot. And then up in the bow, we've also got lights that we've installed. We'll show you those and tell you about them and how we hooked them all up here. We will place these in the pictures. We bought these from Amazon, and we'll put the ones that we bought. You know, you can obviously purchase the ones you want to get, but this is just what we did here, you know. So let me go turn them on here for you. We got cabin lights here. Of course, we've got our roof lights. We reversed our switch here so that when we have our roof lights on, we've got this big bright LED light in here. And we actually reversed that so that when we're running at night, ignore the compartment lights for a minute, but we've got these running lights that we can run, so see where we're going. And we call them floor lights. We're motorhome people, so that's kind of what we learned to start calling them. I don't know, I actually called in the marine world. We've got them back there in the 2 deck corners. One on the left, one on the right, one on the port, one on the starboard, if you want to get it all nautical. And anyhow, when we're running, we just got this little dim red light. So if we're cruising down the lake, we don't have that big bright red one staring at our from the dashboard in our eyes. We wanted to minimize that what we could to preserve our night vision. But at any rate, there's our forward compartment lights. One light's in the center, and it lights up both sides, so we didn't have to get crazy and put a lot of lights in there. These lights are not explosion proof. They're not sealed. They shouldn't actually, I don't think, be in a bilge, but that's more of an inboard boat thing. But we couldn't get gas fumes inside this boat also. You could have a gas line leak someplace and it would be in your bilge, but you'd blow yourself to heck anyways, because you got a diesel heater over there and you got all these wires, and we're just not sealed away from the bilge anywhere in this boat, so it didn't seem to make a difference to me. So I went with the cheapo non-explosion proof lights. Let me see if I can crawl down here and I'll show you this forward compartment one. So we just ended up hanging them up there with we drilled some holes horizontally through the brace that Hewescraft built in there, and we zip tied them because there's no real mounting ways to do it. They came with little clips, and the clips are totally useless. We actually installed them, and we tried to snap the lights into them, and they fall out while you're looking at them. So if you know, in the boat and marine environment, going bang boom down the lake, you're going to experience difficulty at that. They're just going to be popping out. So we just zip tied them. Anyhow, that's the right side, left side. So they worked out pretty good for us. They've got switches on them, so we can turn them on and turn them off. They had another set of lights that are going to be in the description that we'll put in there. They're longer, and their switch was right on the very end of them. So you might want to go that route. You know, if you got a bigger, wider boat, like maybe an Ocean Pro or something, that might work out better for you. But these are, I think they're 5,000 lumens. I'm not positive, but they're quite adequate. And this forward compartment, you can't see in there during the daylight. Even when the bright lights are all shining down here, you can't see in there. So we're obviously going to have some tripling motor batteries here in the center. We may end up putting one over there on the right hand side, but not if I can avoid it. I don't really, I've seen people use these lockers and stuff life jackets in them and things, which I think is completely stupid, because if you needed to get to those life jackets in a hurry, which is usually what happens when you need life jackets, you can't crawl underneath here and get them out of there fast enough to aid you in an emergency. So I don't know what you just keep random things under there. And that's it for the forward compartment. This aft compartment. Let's see, we're going to go, you just hold on to it.
Okay.
We'll go on in here and we'll show you what we did back there. We mounted them up high. There's a stringer that goes across there. Same situation, they've got their own switch. And this one here, we put it over on the right side. I put it over there with the idea in mind that the shadows covering my fuel cell would be better, and I could see in the fuel cell for when I'm filling it in the dark. No matter whether I mounted it on the right side like I did over there, or I mounted it center on that brace up there, it was going to get shadowed either way. So this was the worst. The brace up here was the worst for the shadow than that was, so I chose that side. Anyhow, we can see to put our diesel fuel in there. That's for our heater. And then this side here, we've got complete view of all our battery switches and whatnot, and our chargers. And we could probably even see the battery cells if we needed to fill our battery cells at night or something like that. So it works out pretty well. And I guess we could cut the lights off in here and actually show you what it's going to look like in the pitch dark. We'll do that in a few minutes. At any rate, for wiring these bad boys in there, I tapped in for this light. I tapped into this courtesy light over here. This other side, Hewescraft, actually has a connector underneath here for the courtesy light. So I tapped into that directly right there. I did not come up into this area and get the power from there, but you could do that if you wanted to do that. So they must use the wiring harnesses in several different types of boats, because there's also an extra lead over here. You can see those extra leads right there. There's one over here for another anchor light. Of course, you know, ours is on our cabin roof, but if we didn't have a cabin, then our anchor light would be back here in the stern. So there is a wire there, so you could wire something to that if you wanted something wrong with your anchor light. So those are there already. And there's a couple of different wires that are extra in here, which I can't remember them all right now. Anyway, we've got another set of lights in here that we installed. And they are, let me get these out. We'll put this one here.
Oh yes, I can see those, yeah.
I'll just kill these for the time being. And we put these lights in for night running. And come in here on that. You can shine that up. And what that was for is to give us a little light while we're running on the lake in the dark, and you know, the least offensive to our night vision. You can dim these down. So I can get the right buttons here. There you go. Well, it blinks twice when you reach the full down, and when you get them as bright as they can go, it'll blink twice again. If you can see that remote in here in the dark or not.
Yeah, you can see it pretty good.
Yeah, so anyhow, they're just China, you know, like everything else. My remote was actually kind of bowed the way it was in the box when it came. So, and these lights too, I zip tied them up. Let me see your camera there a second. See if I can get you a shot of that. I just zip tied them. They're flexible. You can double face tape them on. Double face tape is great, you know, when it's about a month or 3 old, and then it falls off. So that barks. The lights come from the switch boxes on the light assembly. There's 4 runs. 2 are longer and 2 are shorter. So this side here, I could actually get this side light in the pocket where I wanted it. That's where I keep my little things that I might need at night. And that'd be for the floor. Same thing here. This one's too short to reach around there to light that pocket up really well, but it still lights it up. So we'll leave all this all lit up and show it to you in the dark here in a few minutes. But that's pretty much it for that.
So you put that up here, I guess.
Yeah, that's where we keep it. So I'm going to cut this, and we're going to go turn the lights off in the shop here, and we'll show you what we got in the dark, like when it's really dark. Be right back. Okay, here's your in the dark picture as best we could get it dark. We've got our aft compartment lights lit up. Go ahead and turn those other lights off, the white ones.
These lights.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's how dark it is in here. We've got a monitor going over there for our security system, but that's about the only light in here, a little bit bleeding from the windows. Go ahead and turn on your aft deck light here that you turned on earlier. This was on the boat when we got it. It's an option from Hewescraft.
There it is.
That light's pretty cool. It lights this thing up back here like a Christmas
Yeah, you
tree.
can see the fuel engine, diesel fuel tank, fairly well.
Yeah, with this aft light. Yeah, it works pretty well. It's just that when you're standing here in front of it,
Blocking it, yeah.
you know, you're blocking it, so that really doesn't help you out a lot. That's why we opted to put the lights back in the back. And if you were trying to get to your batteries or anything like that, this would be the only light you'd have. And it looks really good right now, but you know, when you're actually servicing or checking anything, you're blocking that light again. So that kind of gets to be a real problem. And there are things like flashlights, but flashlights are hard to hold and do things with. So anyhow, we will go ahead and light that back up, the aft compartment. And turn off this one.
There you go.
Okay, turn the deck light off. So anyways, this is what we got in the pitch dark. Doesn't look a whole lot from the daylight. This battery here is a little dim still. I couldn't really figure out a way. I want to put a light here in the middle so that we can see our bilge in case we got hold at night or something like that. Because you want to run back here and see if you're taking on water, and I really don't have a light there to do that with. That's probably what I'll do with that fourth light that I got. I haven't put anywhere, but I don't know where to mount it at. That's the problem, where it's not going to get slapped or banged or boomed. Yeah, at any rate, that lights that up pretty good. You can see that. And that's it for that.
We're thinking about
Yeah.
putting 2 more lights up in the ceiling in here.
Yeah, we are. That's that forward compartment we showed you. We've got the night running lights lit up here too. You can turn these night running lights a variety of colors, by the way. They can be red, blue, green, or whatever turns you on. Red is supposed to be best for your night vision. When you look at a white light in the dark, it takes your eyes about 20 minutes to acclimate to get your night vision back. So you really want to avoid white light, like we've got this light up here. That's not good. That should technically be a red light, but red light doesn't light your world up very good. And we might paint them red. You just got to steal Mom's nail polish. Paint that little bugger. That's what I did in the old days. Anyhow, it works out pretty well. So we can kill those. And take that back down.
Okay. And your shadow.
Let me go cut those aft ones. Follow me.
Yep.
You can stay there. I was trying to give people an idea what it's like. It's totally dark.
Of course, we've still got some ambient light around us, but
Yeah, very, very little. Let's switch those lights off here. That's what we're going to look like when we're running at night. So we'll probably even dim those down a lot further. Because the more you're out in the dark, the less light you actually need as far as those red lights go. You can dim them way down. If I still have that controller.
yeah.
I think I can do that. The camera amplifies the light a lot more than what it is in the real world to your eyes.
That's pretty dim there.
Okay, double flash means that's as low as you can turn them down to. That's pretty dim. So you can still see enough to find your chairs. Doesn't do nothing for you for back here. And of course this area is dark as dark goes. So if you're on the water, it's a pretty creepy thing. We don't have a searchlight yet or anything, so this is the only lights we've got so far. And that's pretty much the conclusion, I believe. Anything else you want to bring up? Oh, the cab lights. When we're lit up like Why are they not coming on?
The overhead one.
Yeah.
Go the other way.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're just going for center. So anyway, that's all you get from Hewescraft. At least with this option, there was the 2 lights in the center. If we had 4 lights up there, like 2 more in the rear, it would be better. But if we were in here trying to put some dive gear on or do something where we needed some light, that's pretty dim. So we're planning on getting a couple more lights and putting up here, like Donna was saying. So we'd like to light this thing up like a Christmas tree. Like when we're camping out or dockside, you know, we want some pretty bright lights when we're doing something. The problem with these pretty bright lights is that they draw bugs. So you want to minimize your lighting, which is another reason for those floor lights. So not to attract so many of them little critters that like to bite the living heck out of you.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. So you Hewescraft folks, anybody with a cabin boat or any other, I guess you could use this in an open boat situation too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we did. It was really cheap. The time was minimal. Since we've got a cabin boat, we could be a little less careful when we wired them. We wouldn't have to use waterproof connectors and everything, but we actually did. We used watertight seals on the crimps and things you get that have the, I guess it's like a Vaseline in them. So it'll actually seal. And we pretty much install them for, you know, to keep any vapor barriers, but there's so many other wires that are bare in the boat, it just really wouldn't matter for the sake of doing it right. But anyway, that's it for that. We got a fuse box that we're going to show you here next, or sometime in the future video here. As soon as we get around to it, we've got some wires to spec out, so we'll know what we're talking about a little bit. So that's it. There's our cabin lighting, our aft compartment, our forward compartment lightings.
So far.
So far. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.